light scope. It's a light show. Yeah. It's a light show. Yeah. It's a light show. New line came with a pre-roll. Yeah, for sure. My game never been a fold. No. Yeah, your hoe suck it like a professional. Eater. Gave us blow. New shit thought I kept my eyes closed. Yeah. Sensational. Diamonds hit. They stay on froze. Whoa. Whoa. New AP. I put time on froze. Whoa. Whoa. No time for a nat hole. Whoa. We didn't lean, it keep control. Know my shine, but I be going beast mode. Put one pack in the air, now I need more loads. Didn't need no kitchen, put my all into bars. Don't need no.
Yeah, man. Just gonna kick some player shit to you. You know what I'm saying? A lot of winning shit. Born to win.
Yes, the block. Yes,
It's Duke.
Around on the beat like a goddamn holly. Gave her mine, now she keep out the body. Popping my shit like a nigga in the Bible. Stacking my cheese like a damn apple tower. Stay in your lane, don't hit other pastures. Who you gonna shoot? We knocking off best. My niggas don't play, we courage, no cows. My niggas fight top like a goddamn schnapple. My dogs like big, leave brains all scrambled. Rocking all this black, might be a black panther. Hit it from the back, now she got bad spats. A nigga too fly like a damn pterodactyl. Sitting around way, no, ain't got an answer. Only care about putting my mom in the castle. Fuck to worry about, ain't no comparing. Carrying a 30, no need for no curry. Catching these vibes like I got my ties. Heard you got a job, yeah, working part-time. I'll catch you beat, get a ride anytime. 10 out of 10, you'll probably drop it down. Looking for you, bitch, I'm probably in the spine. Do the lifetime if it's about mine. Sneaking in, coming like a 6-second vine. Get it going to one, they ain't wasting no time. Phone stage, I'm petty, offering deals. Can't even sign if ain't over a meal. Gotta feed the bell, ain't missing no meals. Gotta keep it real, don't ever squeal. A nigga quit squeal, then nigga get killed. Shaking like a nigga got popped like a pill. Exposed 40 years, I ain't never kept it real. Threw their ass a paddle when they had a jump shield. Double season blue chips like a fucking crib. I began prunes, yeah, I had to stand my chick. Other pastures, who you gonna shoot? We knocking off best. My niggas don't play, we courage, no cows. My niggas fight top like a goddamn schnapple. My dogs like big, leave brains all scrambled. Rocking all this black, might be a black panther. Hit it from the back, now she got bad spats. A nigga too fly like a damn pterodactyl. Sitting around way, no, ain't got an answer. Only care about putting my mom in the castle. Fuck to worry about, ain't no comparing. Carrying a 30, no need for no curry. Packs in the mail, ain't never gonna fail. About putting my mom in the castle. Fuck to worry about, ain't no comparing. Carrying a 30, no need for no curry.
He silent, the pterodactyl.
yes, the block. Yes, the block.
So, this week's smoke break / meditation is none other than Born to Win Duke. He has dropped a whole banker for your ass. I love all of his songs. My favorite is Recognition so far, but I'm also jamming to Light Show. I feel like it's beautiful to see young black men doing something positive with their lives and putting their dreams and their passions ahead of anything and everything else, and just doing what feels good to them. And that black boy joy is transmutable. People feel that, people recognize that. Shout out to Born to Win Duke. You can find him on SoundCloud at Born2Win Duke, D-U-K-E, as well as on Instagram. His Instagram, Duke the Shooter, D-U-K-E-T-H-A-S-H-O-O-T-A. So for those that don't know, like, that's my first cousin, like, that's my first love. So show him some love, let him know P sent you, and we rocking out to you, Duke. We celebrate you and your black boy joy. Today, I kind of wanted to just touch in on black boy joy and just man joy, masculine joy, not having to fit into these gender roles and these gender norms that society tells us about. You are free. You can be whomever, however you want to be. You don't have nobody having to tell you something's gay or something is for women or something's feminine or whatever. Masculinity does not mean anti-feminine. Masculinity does not mean the opposite of femininity. They are a blend. they actually coincide with one another. And it's actually more attractive when a male, or a male representative, I guess you could say, is confident in themselves enough to be quote unquote feminine. What the fuck is femininity besides freeness and expression of body and self? You feel me? Like, so why can't men have that? Why shouldn't men have that? You do, you should, you can, you are. I just love to see my friends just develop and grow as people and individuals, because I just love transformations and I love the process. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not about the destination, it's the journey. So a lot of times we get caught up in getting to a place or doing a certain thing or having a certain thing that we forget about enjoying the process, enjoying the journey, just having fun along the way. And personally, when you take the fun out of things, most people don't want to fucking do it. Me, most people, I don't want to fucking do it. It's sometimes so heavy to be around certain, I don't want to call you males, but I want to call you males, like those that identify as a guy or as a male. This is a safe space. There are women that identify as men or kind of have attributes that one would consider more masculine. I'm very androgynous myself. Like, I love to give you a whole, like, that might be a nigga vibe. You know what I'm saying? You never really know. Then you get up on me, you're like, damn, she's pretty as fuck. Like, or he, or they, them, huh? Whatever. I'm just saying, like, it's not about gender. It's not about male or female. It's how you feel. It's what you do. It's how you act. It's how you present yourself and the things that embody you. And I feel a lot of men get caught into societal gender norms and they're never really allowed to express themselves. Like, for instance, personally, I love when a man has his nails and his feet taken care of. Your nails and your feet should not be ugly just because you are a man. That's gross. If, as a woman, I'm disgusted by when my fingernail polish is chipped. I'm definitely disgusted by when your fingernails are dirty. I'm definitely disgusted when your fingernails are dirty. Nothing personal. It's just that's a personal preference of me. I prefer men that are highly emotional intelligent. Here's the thing. In order to be emotionally intelligent, you have to step outside of gender norms and gender stereotypes and be free and be you. There's different aspects of different people and different things. Just because you like to get your nails done doesn't mean you're gay. Just because you go get your hair done doesn't mean you're gay. Just because you paint your nails doesn't mean you're gay. Or something being deemed as masculine is not gay. Like, just because something is thought of as not masculine does not mean it is gay. And I feel like a lot of men kind of get caught up in that. One of the biggest things that I feel a lot of men don't take care of, besides their physical health, men don't go to the doctor as much. Men don't, because men have a tendency, and I'm saying men, but I really mean like just masculine. So masculines have a tendency to, traditional masculines have this tendency to not eat as healthy, because masculines lose weight easier and they build muscle a lot easier. So it may be a lot easier and make more sense to not have to eat as healthy, because you can just lose it at any time. You know what I'm saying? I get that. However, it is important to be healthy. It is important to eat your veggies and drink your water. That's my first question on a date. How much water do you drink in a day? Because here's the thing. I'm nasty. And if I want to get nasty with you, I can't be thinking about how often you shower, or, you know, if your toenails is clean. Shit like that. We just need to be able to flow. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need to have all your shit in order internally and externally so that we can get freaky. You hear what I'm saying? Like, it's just easier to be free and freaky with a person that's clean and healthy. And health is the mind, the body, and the spirit, okay? Like, it doesn't necessarily have to be only, oh, you know, I look good. You can look good all day long. You still raggedy. Just because you got money in your pocket doesn't mean you now have better personal hygiene. Your breath still stink. You still got that little white stuff in the corner of your mouth. You still don't have a skincare routine, and you're still washing your face and your ass with the same rag. You're still raggedy. You have to step back and really see what helps you be your best self, and then embody that on a more consistent basis. For example, I had an experience with a masculine who completely shaves his entire body. He does it for personal reasons because he is a very hairy person. So, and I'm saying he because he identifies as a male. So he shaves his body because he doesn't like having excessive body hair. That's just a personal preference of him. However, has it turned off some women to meet a man that is shaved or waxed or lasered from neck down? Yes, he has definitely had some women that have been completely thrown off by it. Me as a feminine, I don't give a fuck. Like, that's nice. Damn, that's a nice smooth application of that wax you got there. Like, there ain't no hairs on this bitch. Like whatever, you feel me? Like, I'm with that shit. However, I understand where some people might feel uncomfortable, but that's where being comfortable in your sexuality comes into play. It's a matter of, do I or don't I express myself, my most authentic self in this moment? You can choose what you want to do. It's personal. Your body, your choice. At the same time, allow that for other people. Create space for other people to also have those types of moments where they're not as sure, or they're not as secure, or they're not as strong or even confident. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to always be confident. Like, it's okay to not know some shit. It's okay to get lost every now and again. It's okay to need directions. It's okay to need some help. Take the fucking help. That's a thing too, is I feel like society teaches masculines that they don't have to have help. They shouldn't need help. They can carry the weight of the world on their shoulders. They're so physically strong that they should be able to take it on. Hell no, bitch. When some shit gets rough, you need to be able to call somebody and get a hug, some advice, and some space created for you to be able to share how you're feeling without being, you know, judged or belittled or berated in any sense. Like, you should be able to have a person that you can speak to freely and confidently, that you can express yourself with at a high level, and that person can hug you and you can hug them. That's another thing. Some masculines don't even know how to hug people, because I understand physical affection is more secondary nature in a lot of societal teachings to young men and young boys. Men need hugs. Masculines need hugs, okay? Like, you can hug yourself. You can get a hug from someone. You can have a friend that just gives great hugs, that you just be like, you know what? You give extraordinary hugs, and sometimes I'm gonna come to you just for a hug. I have a friend like that, my friend Andrew. I will call Andrew for any time. We used to work together in the same office. I would literally go to his office from my office just to get a hug. Hell yeah. It makes me feel better. Reduces my anxiety. Makes me get into a flow. I feel better because he gives great ass hugs. And he knows that. He will even tell you, like, you know, if you need something, just come. I'll help you. I don't mind. Those types of people you need in your life. Seek out great relationships. Let me say this too, because this is something that's really prevalent in our society. A lot of times, masculines will know one of their masculine friends ain't shit. And instead of checking this fool, they allow him to be debaucherous and an asshole and narcissistic and demeaning towards women and demeaning towards others and himself. They allow that. I'm not that friend. If your homeboy sits around and talks shit about women, and he has people like send him nudes, and then he sends them to all his homeboys, and you know, y'all got a whole group chat where he just talking shit about women, that's a raggedy fool. You don't need him as your friend. There are better people in the world to be friends with. Don't be out here clout chasing people just to hang out with some fucking body. Love starts within you, and if you don't love yourself, it is easily represented in the people that you have around you. Easily. If somebody around you is raggedy and that's your best friend, that's how you feel about yourself. You believe that this raggedy person is the best representation of a friend that you can have. And I'm not saying that just because he's all those qualities, he's raggedy. But what I am saying is, it don't mean he ain't raggedy. Do what you feel with that information. But if that fool sexually assaults women, if he says every time somebody got something to say about him, he always gotta call somebody a bitch, or he gotta call them out of his name, out of their name, or you know, just some wild shit, pay attention to those signs, because that type of toxicity, it catches on to you. Misery loves company, baby. Misery loves company, and you can get 100 motherfuckers to sit around and talk shit, but you can struggle to get 2 to show up to do some good shit. It's hard. I get that. It's hard, but that's the point. It's a process. It's supposed to be hard, because once you get to it, it's good. You have to get to it though. You can't just be like, oh, that's just my boy. Oh, that's just, you know, we grew up together. I don't give a fuck if that nigga saved you from a burning building. We all saw Save the Last Dance. You know, Derek and Malachi, you know, Derek went left, Malachi went right. You know, the police was closing in on Derek, and Malachi made a bunch of noise, and they caught him, and he took the bid, and then he came out of jail and held that shit over Derek's head as if it was Derek's fault that he did it. Nobody asked you to do that shit, raggedy. You wanted to go to jail, that's why you went to jail. And then you're gonna get out of jail and resent him for not going to jail because you went to jail for him. Like, what the fuck? Then you're gonna try to get him caught up in your hood, your street shit, or whatever the fuck you doing that don't have nothing to do with him going to that Ivy League school to go be a doctor. He was going to be a doctor, and you got him out here trying to sell some work. The fuck? That's not your homeboy. That's not even your friend, okay? That is a nigga that don't like you and don't love himself. Get out of that. Cut it out. Let these people go. It's nothing more unattractive than a bunch of insecure masculines in a group. Like, men have a tendency to think that they are cool by association. They'll click up with people to get the clout of being with another guy. Feminines do this too. Don't get me wrong. I feel like most people do it. However, it is more obvious in the masculine community. People see y'all clout chasing each other. You ever want to see a person's true character, let a rich person, a rich man or masculine walk into a room and watch the men. Because a lot of times it's ego. A lot of times it's ego, and that competition, that anger, that jealousy, that you know, alpha male, it has to come out in some way. So a lot of times masculines can assert their dominance in situations that don't need any dominance being asserted to them. Don't need any dominance being asserted in it. Like, we get that. It happens to everybody. What I'm saying is, check yourself. If you see yourself in these types of situations, if this sounds like something that you know about, be like, you know what? He did steal my game controller for my PS5. People be hanging out with raggedy people and I can't be the only person that's ever gotten a story from somebody and I'm like, why is that person your friend? One of my homeboys, his friend stole his controller to his PS5. And then my other friend had a girl that he was talking to. She had a PS5 at her house. So he was like, whose PS5 is that? Because obviously it's not yours. Come to find out, another guy she was seeing had taken it had gotten it as a gift from one girl. And when they had a fight or whatever, she said she was gonna, like, I guess get rid of it, take it back, I don't really know. And he took it from her house and put it at the other bitch. All types of wild shit. Raggedy. You have to really think about how it shows people your self-love when you're hanging out with a rapist, when you're hanging out with a sexist. And a sexist is a person that believes that men are superior. That is sexism. To assert dominance over any other possible gender or sex. That is sexism. And there has to be some checks and balances, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Don't look at Rue, she's sleeping. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what you were thinking in a situation. What it comes down to is who you were with and what was going on and what you did in that moment. That's the only three things that really matter. If you ever seen the Ava DuVernay, I think it's a mini series, When They See Us, girl, it literally took me like 4 days to watch it. I think I watched one episode a day, because when I tell you I was bawling from start to finish, like it took me about 2 days to recuperate after watching that. I just mourned for these beautiful young black masculines, and it was just like the worst part for me was the fact that the manipulation. It was the Spanish speaking grandmother that they pushed out of that the police pushed out of the interrogation room just to talk to her grandson. Now mind you, he's 16 years old, and his grandmother is his guardian while his father is at work. And it was just like they manipulated that poor boy, and his grandma didn't even know what was being said. That shit broke my heart. That broke my heart. They sent all those boys to jail. It was just disgusting. But at the end of the day, who you were with, what was happening, and what you did in that situation is the only things that mattered. And that's what got the majority of people out of jail. Poor Corey, he was just like the scapegoat for everybody, and he got the shittiest hand of them all. And God bless all of them, and all of the black, brown, and minority people that are being oppressed in this system, especially the masculines, because y'all have such a vital role, and I feel like a lot of times it's not expressed how important you really are. And I feel that this space is for you. You are safe here. You can be whomever, however you want to be. If you don't like something, you can say you don't like it. You don't have to be down with it because everybody else is down with it. You don't have to hold it in because everybody else is holding it in. You can't express yourself. If you're angry, say you're angry. If you're sad, say you're sad. If something hurts your feelings, say it hurts your feelings. Stop trying to be so fucking hard all the time. Like, oh, I don't love these hoes. And that's why you don't love yourself. What you're saying is you don't love yourself. Why are you only having interactions with hoes? You are already starting out in the negative, and you're expecting a positive result. What you're really saying is, I don't have enough self-esteem to actually step to a real woman, or a real feminine, or a real masculine, whomever, or a real whomever, whatever your preference is that you're attracted to, and give them my all. So instead, I fuck with people that I know I can easily get, that I know will easily accept me, that I know won't reject me. Fear of rejection is a motherfucker. If you ever really want to see fear of rejection in action, stand on the street corner and wait for pretty women to walk by. You will hear so many catcallers, so many guys, and masculines yelling things at feminines, and sexual innuendos and sexually explicit things just to get their attention, and just for the woman to feel, or the feminine to feel, so uncomfortable, so unsafe. There's been plenty of situations where feminines are afraid to say no because we die, we get extremely hurt, we are stalked, we are slandered, We are destroyed. Our entire lives are destroyed off of one mad motherfucker. Just mad because you wouldn't give him your phone number on some shit. The fuck? Or mad because you didn't want to be in a relationship with him. What the fuck? Nigga, you don't own me. I'm a whole free motherfucker. I'm a whole motherfucker. Fuck, I look like being owned by you. Like, slavery is over. At least here, in this vessel. Like, fuck you mean? Why the fuck is that even a thing? We have to let go of some of these cave mentalities, some of these slave mentalities too, because it's a new world. It's a new day. We create this life that we're living. We create this reality. So at the end of the day, if we still doing the same shit that never served us, if we're still going the same places that don't even have good food, if we're still doing the things that ain't even really fun, we just do it because everybody else is doing it, then we ain't shit. We just as raggedy as we ever will be, and we gonna keep being raggedy. It starts within. The change is here now, today. What better day than today? Because tomorrow never comes, baby. And you will waste your entire life on tomorrows. Life is not that long. It's really not. Life is pretty fucking short. Like, if you ever want to realize how short life is, get to 25. 25, when your knees start talking to you on their own, it'll change the way you really start seeing things. You get past 25, get to 30. Get to 30. When your back starts talking to you on its own, and you're like, you know what? I don't even think I can do that anymore. I don't even think I'm available for that type of transaction with this type of currency that I got right here, right now. It's hard. It's hard. But life is not that long. So you have to enjoy while you have it. Like, YOLO is some real shit. Like, YOLO, like, live your life. You don't have to fit into what anybody is doing or what anybody says. Like, be your free, beautiful, masculine self. And if you want to add a little drop of femininity in there, if you want to spice things up a bit, do that. Do that, honey. Do that. It's so many things that I find attractive and sexy that men and masculines are, like, afraid of. Like, it's the weirdest thing sometimes. But when I find those people that are just free and they're just kind of open and more receptive, it's nice. It's nice. It makes you want more of it. It gets that pussy wet, literally. Okay, like, being caring and open and compassionate and forward thinking and generous, as well as understanding, just realizing nobody's fucking perfect, and just allowing people that no one ever says anything about it. Like, masculines never smile. I follow this page on Instagram and it's called Black Men Smile, and I love it. It's literally just an entire Instagram page dedicated to pictures of black men smiling and being happy and healthy. That shit gets me going, honey. That's right here on the heartstrings, boo-boo. You better believe I like that shit. WAP. Okay? WAP. All skeet skeet, motherfucker. All skeet skeet, goddamn. Now that's some sexy shit right there. Fine ass man with a nice smile. Oh my god. And smiling just makes you more approachable. Like, nobody wants to be sitting there with your... Masculines have resting bitch face too. But y'all can come off very serial killery, very you know, very, I'ma pretend like I'm on my phone, but really I'm just looking at the weather. Type of situation. That's why motherfuckers gotta carry mace and guns and shit, because you never really know how a person's feeling, because a lot of times we're not expressing how we're feeling. We don't smile, we don't clap, we don't dance. If you have the chance to fucking dance, do that shit. What's that song? If you ever get to lose your sense of wonder, you know, I don't know all the words, but basically the song is like, you know, if you got the chance to dance, I hope you dance. You know, if you really want to honor me in this life, every time that you can dance, you should. That's how you honor me. That's some dope ass shit. But it's so often that people just I don't know. Y'all be acting like y'all be scared. Cause y'all always looking for, y'all be out here looking for nobody else's approval. Look for your own approval. Do you like what you got on? Then why the fuck you care what I think? Do you like the music that we're listening to? Then why the fuck do you care what I think? Or what another motherfucker thinks? Some people don't even buy clothes so they see another motherfucker wearing it. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? I understand, and this is a safe space for you. Ain't no judgment here, but there are better ways to live life, and I'm just trying to get us all there, you know? Get us all there. One titty at a time. One titty at a time, okay? One titty at a time. I met this guy, and I think the strangest conversation I've ever had in my life was with him. He explained to me how he does not masturbate. He has never, in all of his years on this planet, masturbated. And he was telling me, y'all, he was telling me this in a proud way. Like, he was gloating it to me. Like, I don't have to masturbate. Like, I've just never had to do that. You know, anytime I've ever wanted sex, I was able to get it. I understand that. That's not what that's about. Masturbation is not about sex. Masturbation is about self-pleasure. Masturbation is about self-pleasure. You have to be able to be secure enough with your own body to literally make love to you. Run that shit the fuck back, Quay. Self-masturbation is self-love. You have to be comfortable enough in your body and with your body to make love to you. Bitch, set the mood. Put some candles on. Turn on your favorites. Playlist, whatever you like to, you know, and get fucking jiggy. Like, why does it have to be about the ego and, oh, I'm embarrassed? Why? Bitch, I masturbate. Everybody masturbates. That's healthy. Even the Bible talks about masturbation. Like, you wouldn't even know about it if it wasn't normal, if it wasn't okay. Like, pleasure yourself. You over here trying to pleasure a whole nother motherfucker, and you ain't even pleasured yourself. Like Cat Williams said, what's your stroke number? You don't even know. You've never even done it. The fuck? I won't even tell nobody that shit. Not because I'd be embarrassed. I'd just be like, that's something I'm working on, and I'm gonna get back to you when I handle that. The fuck? You ain't never masturbated? I'm thinking you're sick. If not up here, definitely down there. Something's wrong. I would think that you are depressed. I would start going through the possible medical reasons why one would be so dissatisfied with one's body that one would never touch one's body. And a lot of people, they factor in religion. Religion don't have nothing to do with you and your body. Your body is from God, okay? And nobody's religion is gonna be able to identify, specify, or change or dictate that. Fuck that shit, okay? Between you and God, that's all that matters. Ain't nobody created with you. You're born alone, die alone, you and God. So anyways, people also factor in like social pressures and cues, like, oh, you're gonna get hairy palms, or I don't know what they say about feminines. It doesn't really matter. Honey, turn it the fuck up. Get your ass some good fashion, some good lube, and, you know, figure out what your body even can handle. You don't even know what you're allergic to down there. You know, your skin on your penis and the skin on your body are two different skins. You might be allergic to something on your penis that you're not allergic to on your body, or vice versa. So you gotta figure out what works for you down there. Figure out how to clean yourself properly. Make sure you're washing under your ball sack, that gooch area between your anus and your balls. That patch collects dirt, debris, sweat, dust, funk, God knows whatever else. Oh my God. One of my homies randomly had a random hookup with some strange man off of a street corner, literally. and basically was going to suck the man's dick, and he pulled out his penis or his phallus. Oh, I'm sorry. Penis is a white man's word. The proper term is phallus. 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 Pulled out his phallus, and the man is uncircumcised. Fine. Let's roll you up, homeboy. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Get that foreskin rolling. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Foreskin. Rolls up the foreskin. It smelled like cottage cheese. It smelled like cottage cheese. What the fuck? Basically, and it's a word. Let me figure out what the word is. It's a word for, because it's actually pretty common. It's the foreskin irritation. I feel like it's on Urban Dictionary. Smegma. It's called smegma. S-M-E-G-M-A. Smegma is basically like this cottage cheese type of substance that comes, it grows under the foreskin of a masculine's penis once it's not properly cleaned. So in some cultures and in some religions, it is frowned upon to touch your body. I get that. I understand. However, as a free-thinking adult, you are grown as fuck. You need to know how to properly care for your body. I said it. So with that, proper cleaning of the penis means when you get in the shower, you need to roll back all of your foreskin and clean your entire genitalia, which is your penis, your testicles, which are your balls, your gooch, which is the patch between your balls and your asshole, and then your asshole. Okay? You need to clean all of that every fucking day. Y'all sweat a lot, y'all play sports a lot, y'all stank. Fucking stank. Oh my god, my friend used to play football. Oh god, a gag, just think about that shit. Oh god, it's gross. After a fucking game of football, we would get back in that motherfucking minivan, bitch, and this motherfucker smelled so bad we had to put him in the back of the van on the 4th row, and then we all sat in the first two, the front seat and the passenger seat, and then someone sat at the very, very front. Like, you just didn't even want to get close to him. We had all the windows open and the AC on. You could still smell him through his entire, he done changed clothes, everything. You could still smell all of that funk on him, honey. 4 quarters of just running and grass and other motherfuckers. You gotta realize other masculines have their own very dominant smell as well. So sometimes other people's smell can get on you, which is why women and feminines, we get very personal when it comes to like hugging, because another person's scent can get on you very much so easily if you are not paying attention to it. And you'll be walking around thinking you smell.
That's what my dad does when he gets pissed off at people and
So you need to be able to clean all that and work with all that. It doesn't even matter if you fine or not, if your fucking dick stank, if you don't know how to properly clean yourself. You gotta realize, as a feminine, our first thought is always innately, this is not a thought that we purposely have, this is just a God-given thought. We have to create safe spaces to bear and raise children. So if you don't even properly clean your dick, why the fuck would I want to fuck with you? What you gonna do for me and you can't even clean your own dick properly? What's going on with your life? Who are you? Do you even like your dick? Is your phallus even your friend? You don't even touch him. You don't even moisturize him. Moisturize your dusty ass balls. They get dry too. Put some don't put baby powder. Put some talc-free powder on yourself to prevent chafing and things like that. You have to be able to care for yourself in better ways as an adult. At a certain point in adulthood, that's when you become an adult, is when you stop making excuses for all the stuff that you learned as a child and growing up, and you start doing things that work for you in your adult life. That's what adulthood is. Most importantly, is one of the videos that I was watching the other day is by Kier and them, K-I-E-R and them. It's about this black family, a man, his wife, and their little girl, and just like, it's a lifestyle blog. They are on YouTube if you want to check them out, but they're also on Instagram. So Kier posted a video a while back, and he was explaining how, you know, as a masculine, it doesn't matter if you have a family, it doesn't matter if you have a great job, great car, career, house, all of the cliche things that society tells us that will help us to be happy, healthy, and successful. If you yourself don't love yourself, it doesn't matter if everybody around you is happy and doing well if you are a bitter, miserable person in yourself. You get what I'm saying? You can't love another person until you love yourself. So seeking out a relationship because you're bored or you're lonely, or because your family's pressuring you to get married or have children or whatever, none of that shit matters. You have to move on your own time. I personally highly recommend therapy for especially masculines, because what ends up happening is masculines go the majority of their lifetime never having fully expressed themselves verbally or physically or even emotionally. So a lot of times that lack of growth that we say is, you know, feminines they develop a little bit faster than masculines. Actually, I feel like a lot of that is the lack of expression. Like little feminines get to dress up and play with different costumes and do their hair different ways, and, you know, play different games that express different roles and different, you know, positions that they have. But little masculines don't really have a lot of exploratory toys and games. They're kind of just, you know, put into sports, or, you know, with, I don't know, ninjas and Tonka trucks and shit like that, and they're kind of just left to defend themselves. Oh, you don't cry, you're a big boy, you know, you don't cry, no tears, all that stuff. Crying is normal. Crying is healthy. If it's a sad situation or you're angry and you need to express yourself, crying is perfectly acceptable in front of anyone and everyone. And if a motherfucker got anything to say about it, send them to me. Send them to me, okay? I feel like not crying is more of a red flag for me than you crying if you need to cry. If you are upset and the only thing that you feel is the proper way to express yourself is by dropping a couple thug tears, drop a couple thug tears, okay? Thug tears are just the tears of a thug. Like, I'm just in a certain moment where I feel that the best way for me to release this energy and this expression is to cry. Just cry. It's fine. It's healthy. You feel better after you cry. If you need to cry alone, do it. Go in your room, lock the door, and cry in your closet, or whatever the fuck you need to do. Go in the bathroom, cry in your car. Whatever helps you release that pent-up frustration and energy. And that's another thing. You have to have hobbies away from your everyday routine, because if you are in a routine, it is very easy to get stagnant in a routine. It's very easy to do the same shit over and over and over again and have no progression and not realize it until it's too late. If you have different hobbies, if you're teaching yourself different things, you can be well-rounded. There's nothing wrong with having multiple talents and multiple skills. Like, that's what's attractive. It's like having skills and talents and different thoughts and things that, you know, go against the norm or whatever. You don't want nobody sitting up under you and they can't even feed themselves. Like, how they gonna feed you and they can't even feed themselves? You don't have enough common sense to even cook yourself a good meal. Why the fuck would somebody want to be with you? You get what I'm saying? Like, you have to be your own best version to attract the person that is another best version of themselves. And a lot of times I feel masculines are taught, instead of doing that, to have all of their attributes to be physical. It's like, you need to have the biggest dick, you need to have the best car, you need to have, you know, money in your pocket, you need to have a nice house, all that shit. That's cool, all that stuff is great, for real, it's great. But it doesn't mean shit if at the end of the day you don't love yourself. And when a badass bitch walks into your life, you don't know what the fuck to do with her. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. None of that shit matters, because you don't know what to do with what you got. It don't matter what you got if you don't know what to do with it. I can give it to you, but what you gonna do with it? If I'm literally sitting here chucking out $1 million and multi-million-dollar ideas, and you can't even flip a pancake, I'm not gonna be sharing that type of shit with you. Like, you're not on my level of shareable shit. You feel me? So, like, really think about that. If you want a feminine that can cook, or if you want a masculine that can cook, you probably should also yourself know how to cook, so you can have a point of reference, so that if something ever went down, you could still provide for the both of y'all. That's the thing I feel like most people don't teach masculines, is that a relationship is not give, take. It's give and take. And a lot of times feminines have a tendency to want to receive. However, the only way to properly receive something is if you yourself are open to giving. You can't give if you don't want to give. You can't be open and have somebody receive great things from you if you don't even give yourself great things. Brush your teeth. Wash your face every day. Clean yourself. Wear nice clothes. Keep your house clean. Cook yourself some meals. Have a diverse taste in music. Watch different types of movies so that you could be well-rounded, so that you could level yourself up, so that when somebody wants to talk to you, if you do want to talk to somebody, the fear of rejection level goes down, because you know you a baddie too. You like, I'm about to step to this baddie because I know I'm a baddie. Like, I'm about to show her, you know, that I'm eloquent. I'm about to show her that I'm stylish. I'm about to show her that I'm funny. I'm about to show her that I'm sweet and I'm caring and I'm loving. I'm about to show her that I'm kind and I actually am loyal to my friends and my family. I'm about to show her all these things, or show them all these things, so that they can see my value. And not to mention, when you're showing your value to other people, it shows you your value. You're like, damn, I did all that. Damn, I really be popping like that. Damn, I'd date me. Damn, I'd fuck me. I'd fuck with me. For real, I'm the dopest person you know in real life. And that's on period. And you have to actually say that and believe it, and have the confidence to believe it. I tell myself that every day. Every time I meet people and they really get all enamored with me and they want to be in my circle, I have to remind myself, you the dopest person that they've ever met in real life. A lot of people, the dopest person that they know is a celebrity. And it's not a person that they actually know. It's a person that they know of. It's a person that they idolize. They don't have no connection to. They can't reach out and touch. They can't reach out and call that person. So when you're the dopest person that a person knows in real life, it can really fuck up their world a little bit. Like, damn, you're so lit that I feel like I just need to be around you. But at the same time, you got to bring something to that type of person. You can't walk up to a person that's a star and you like, well, I'm just a little comment, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just be flying past, but you know, I'm not a star. You gotta be able to be like, you know, I'm a comment, I fly. You know, I be traveling through the galaxies on some shit. Like, you know, me and my homeboys just got back from, you know, 4th galaxy over. We had a little day party type of thing. You know, a day over there lasts like 1,700 hours, so it was turned. You know, you got to be able to finesse and actually talk about yourself and highlight. But here's the thing. A lot of people don't even know their best qualities. A lot of motherfuckers can't even write a resume about themselves. You do know a resume is literally a whole page dedicated to how great you are and all the ill shit that you've done in your life. That's literally what a resume is. It's literally a page about you. How amazing you are. How much you shine. People can't even tell you about themselves. You ever met a person and you're like, so tell me, what do you like to do? You know, what do your days consist of? What's in your heart? Like, what type of person are you? Like, what are your important factors? Like, your big rocks in your life? Like, tell me about yourself. Motherfuckers be like, you don't have to ask me a specific question. Okay, so what do you do for fun? You know, fun stuff. Yeah, but what's fun to you? Because fun to me, like I said, is listening to music quietly. Fun to me is reading a book. Fun to me is taking a nap. Fun to me, honey, is if I get extremely high and I end up sitting in the same spot for a few hours. That's some fun ass shit. Because, honey, I be astro traveling like a motherfucker. I don't even really be right up in here. I be everywhere, all over the world. That's some fun shit to me. That's why people ask you, what do you like to do for fun? People take it like it's an attack, but it's like, I'm trying to get to know you. But really what you're letting me know is that you don't know yourself. You don't know what you like to do for fun, because your idea of fun is doing what everybody else is doing for fun. You don't even have any real friends because you only hang out with people that look like what you want to look like, and that portray what you want to portray, even though that's not you, even though that's not even them sometimes. Like, you gotta have your own you. And that's what makes masculinity sexy, honey. That's what makes it attractive. That's what makes that pussy get wet, is when you really have a strong, confident man or masculine that knows who or what he is. And he's confident in that, and he's strong in that. And he's not, you know, no sucker duck ass nigga. He ain't out here for everybody. That's what's sexy. That type of confidence where you're confident without having to explain that you are confident. That is true confidence. That's some sexy shit. However, getting to that is a journey. I get it. And that's why we're here, baby. That's why we're here, baby. All right. That's why we're here. Welcome back. Welcome back. So anytime I need a masculine's perspective on self-care or self-love, I head over to the Garden Podcast. The Garden Podcast is hosted by my homie and literally one of my accountability buddies, Brandon. Brandon is just such a positive person, and we have such similar experiences on our spiritual journey as well as our personal journeys of self-growth and empowerment. Brandon is the host of the Garden Podcast, as well as a poet and a self-proclaimed Zen master, as well as a Black identity extremist. He's one half your problematic fave and the other half Black excellence. But Brandon has so many well-rounded ideas and so many amazing talents, and just ways that he expresses himself, and it kind of just helps propel me even. You know, I look up to him in a way, and we kind of just push each other to do better and to be better, and just to make sure that we're keeping our heads held high as well as our smiles bright, and we're standing 10 toes down in whatever the fuck we doing. And that's why I fucks with him, you know? So I asked Brandon if he wanted to, well, I asked him two things. I asked him if he wanted to cater my wedding, because he's also a cheesecake baker. He has a business called The Baking Lotus, and he makes amazing cheesecakes. He said yes. Bomb. And then the second thing, I asked him if he wanted to share on my podcast anything and everything that was on his heart and his mind about masculine self-love and self-care. He also said yes. So this is what Brandon had to say.
Peace and love, y'all. So I'd like to start by saying I've been doing therapy for about 4 years now, right? I've learned a lot in these 4 years. And I started doing therapy to gain some kind of clarity over, a lot of mental anguish that I was experiencing and to gain some emotional maturity. And oftentimes my therapist gives me little gems here and there. Oftentimes I use them to write poetry. But it's helped me analyze my life and analyze myself as a man and how I move about the world, right? So, this segment will be called Shit My Therapist Says. It'll just be, useful little hints, little tips here and there that my therapist has given me or called my attention to. So the first one that I can expound upon is recognizing energy. Recognizing and protecting your energy. And that is something that I am very big on, right? So, for me, I'm very friendly. Very friendly. I make friends very easily. I've always been that way since I was a kid. I'm very welcoming. I welcome whatever walks of life. I got nothing but love to give, right? Oftentimes, that has left me in some fucked up situations. Some situations where I've been, disrespected, damaged, been in, just awkward situations, and it's a lot of mess. And usually I don't regret it because, my intentions were pure, right? But my therapist says, Brandon, you need to be careful about where you place your energy and what energy will you allow in your space. You need to practice recognizing when an energy does not feel right, because your body will pick up on it before you do. She was very right. So, for me, I'm very cognizant of the kind of energy that I bring, especially being a big ass black dude in weird ass Arizona. I try to make myself, depending on the situation and depending on the setting, I try to make myself appear as less threatening as possible because people are already scared of me, which is odd to me still. But I try to be very friendly. I try to give off an aura of positivity. Now, because of that, I have invited some energies that haven't been too pleasant. Some people, they gravitate to whatever energy you're giving off, and they feed on that. They leech on it. And oftentimes, it's not good. But in those situations, it's never like some people say, oh, I was blindsided by it, but nah, you weren't. There were signs, there were clues, there were some red flags there. You just ignored them. And it's natural, because you want to see the good in people, right? What I have learned is to pay attention to how my body feels when I am around someone. I have learned to trust that feeling in my gut, first and foremost. And usually when people think of that, they think fight or flight sense. They think like something will be automatically blaringly bad in your face with it. Not necessarily. Sometimes it can be someone smiling in your face just as cheery as can be, just as bubbly as can be. But something about them, we've all felt it. We have all felt it. You come across someone and just something about them just doesn't quite sit right with you. You can't put your finger on it. But your body is telling you, hey, something ain't right about this person. Be careful. In my 27 years of life, this feeling has never been wrong. Ever. Even if it wasn't like right then and there, it's never been wrong. Right? So, protect your space. Protect your energy. Be aware of the energy that you're attracting. Oftentimes we get caught up in a pretty face. We get caught up in the booty. We get caught up in the titties. We get caught up in all this other shit. All this physical shit. And we ignore the alarm systems going off within saying, hey, this ain't gonna be good. This will not be good for you. Don't do it. Fellas, how many times have one of your boys messed with somebody and you know that person is no good and you tell them, hey dog, they ain't it. Nah, don't do that. And what has your boy said? I mean, I know, but it was worth it though. Nigga, come on, dog. Come on, dog. They be the same ones in tears later on. They be the same ones. Yo, they crazy. They crazy, bro. What the fuck is their problem? And that's not all cases. Oftentimes, it be the dudes. The dudes be the ones with the fucked up energy. Which, I will say again, be aware of your surroundings. Be aware of your people that you let in your space. Because even friends, those homeboys you love, their energy might not be right. The energy might not be right. Something that I realize that parents are really good at. Parents are really good at reading people. Parents will read all your little friends before you do. And they'll tell you straight up, yeah, nah, you won't be friends with them. Yeah, that's not going to last. And you get mad. You get defensive. Especially if they say it like about your significant other. Oh, fam. They say it about your best friend. Come on. Come on now. We get defensive, don't we? We get so defensive. We about ready to throw hands. Like, don't talk about my people like that. They're never wrong. Matter of fact, you know what? I don't want to say never. But I will say they are rarely ever wrong. They can smell the bullshit. They can sense when your friend, your significant other, whatever, they ain't bout shit. Or they're out to get you. They see the snake shit. And it always happens. It always happens. It may be years down the road. You see somebody's true colors and you look at them differently. Like, oh, this is how you moving. Or, oh, this is how you think. Okay. There were signs. There were definitely signs. But you chose to ignore them because you're human, because you want to see the good in people, or because you like what you see physically. So you focus on that. There are many of us that have had one night stands or relationships that should not have happened, and it was purely physical. And you knew in your mind, this ain't it. This ain't it. I know I shouldn't be doing this, but I'm going to do it anyway. How many of those situations have turned out well for you? How many? I can tell you, personally, they've never turned out well. In the long run. They may be good, temporarily, in the here and now. But I had a flashback. I definitely had a flashback. But they turned out terrible in the end. It's temporary joy, temporary pleasure, at the risk of long-term damage. That's something that, like, we have to be more cognizant of, right? When my therapist told me this, she was speaking more so on friendships. Because I was feeling like some of my friends, and they're more acquaintances, but I was feeling weird. I was getting weird energy from them. And I thought something was wrong with me. And my therapist was telling me, no, that's... your body knows. Your body knows something that you don't. You might need to get out of that. You might need to leave those people alone. It's not to say, like, they out to get you specifically. They could just have some inner turmoil going on that you cannot handle, or that you are not equipped to help them with, or to deal with yourself. That could be it. So, in my case, there were several situations where, I had a friend and they switched up on me. Or I was getting weird energy from them and they decided to show their whole ass. And when they did, I was like, oh, okay, so this is why I've been feeling this way. Because our time is up. Got you. Copy. Then you can go back and analyze shit. Because I definitely did that. I went back and analyzed, like, well, damn, they did this, they did that, they did this, they did that. They were treating me this way, they were saying this about me or whatever. And I look back like, oh, they been a piece of shit this whole time. Okay. Then I can see how they interact with other people more clearly. We often get blinded by someone's relationship with us, or we get blinded by their usefulness to us. So we'll see the red flags, we'll see, like, they might be shady, but we think, but some good can come out of this. Whether it's a relationship, hell, it can just be a really good orgasm. Like, damn, I shouldn't be messing with this person, but I'm trying to get this nut. Oh, damn, I shouldn't be fucking with this person, but they cool to me. I could smoke with them. I could chill with them. We might vibe. Because, niggas love vibing. But then what happens when the vibe gets all fucked up? You stuck. That's what happened. That's what happened to me. That's what happens all the time. The vibe switches. They show their true colors, and you're like, wait. Hold up, bruh. What the hell is this? Right? When you could have just seen the red flags, pumped your brakes a little bit and been like, alright, this ain't it. This ain't it. Save yourself a whole bunch of heartbreak. That's been the main thing for me. It saved me from a lot of strife and a lot of turmoil. Being aware of the energy that I give off, being deliberate about the energy that I want to attract, and staying focused. Staying focused on the energy of those closest to me. Anyone trying to enter my circle, gotta make sure the energy's right. And that goes for, like, my closest friends. That goes for anybody. If your energy ain't right, we can't vibe. Nah, we can't chill today. Personally, when my energy is low or my energy is off, like when my seasonal depression gets really bad, I isolate. And I tell my friends straight up, my energy is not good, and I'm not trying to spread it. I'm not trying to bring that to you. Self-awareness is key. This week's message, self-awareness is key. Self-awareness helps you avoid a lot of shit. And when you practice more self-awareness, being aware of your surroundings, being aware of how you respond to certain things, being aware of your energy that you receive and that you give off, you can navigate life a bit better. That is the foundation for everything. Is self-awareness. And a lot of us, especially men, we think we know. We know ourselves. We think we know everything about ourselves. We don't know shit. You don't know shit. You know nothing past who's your favorite rapper. You don't know yourself. You know very little. You know nothing of substance, but you will. Practice that self-awareness. Know who you are before anything else, so that way you can project who you are, so that when you walk in a room, people get it. And you can attract the energy that you want. And that's not to say you're going to be without strife. You're going to be without some fucked up energy trying to come in your way, or, some deceitful energy. I'm just saying that what has worked for me is being very self-aware, and I've made a lot more meaningful connections by doing so, because I can project an aura of mindfulness and assuredness. Like, I know who I am. I know who I am trying to be. I know who I am going to be. This is me. Take them or leave them. And for the most part, I receive genuine and positive energy in return. So, practice your self-awareness. Be mindful of your energy. Because your body won't lie to you. That sixth sense, it won't lie to you. You just got to pay attention. Avoid the temporary shit in favor of long-term gains. You feel me? So, that's going to do it for this first shit my therapist said segment. I wish you peace. I wish you love. I wish you good wealth, good health, all that other good shit. You feel me? Until next time, y'all. Peace.